this video, we're going to talk about addition. So what is addition? Addition is simply counting. Let's say we have a problem of 3 plus 4. What is this problem asking you? It wants to know the total of what we have. We have 3 and we have 4, and we want to know the total. So we have 7. You can also draw it out. Here we have 3, 1, 2, 3, plus 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us a total of 7. That's 4 plus 3 more, that's 7. So when we add something, we're basically counting. And you can draw it out, or you can, if you mentally know what these units represent, you can do it in your head, or you can count them on your fingers, whatever you want to do. But when we add, we want to know the total of what it is that we have. We count up all the units to give us a total. Another thing I want to point out is that this is only one way of writing an addition problem. And there's nothing wrong with writing it this way. But as you get into higher mathematics, you will see addition problems stacked on top of each other. The numbers stacked on top of each other, like this. And you want to get into the habit of writing these addition problems in this form, because that's how you will encounter them in higher mathematics. So we have the same problem, still 7. This is still the ones place, so we just add them up and we get 7. This is just two different ways of writing the same problem. So that's all addition is. So we take the second number and add it to the first number. Or take the first number and add it to the second number. It doesn't matter in addition which way you add. So let's work another problem. Let's say we have 6 plus 5. Now we can draw it out. We can draw the 6 circles. But most likely, most of you can do this in your head. So 6 plus 5 is 11. And if we count up all the circles, we get 11 circles as well. So we get 11 in total. Notice that in this case we have 2 digits for the answer. This one is the ones place, and this one is a tenths place. The ones place represents 1 circle, and the tenths place represent 10 circles. So 10 circles plus 1 circle is 11. And we combine these 2 places and just say 11. So let's work another problem. Let's say we have 11 plus 11. Now let's just think about what the problem is asking. We have 2 10s and then 2 1s. So we can, in our head, just solve this problem automatically. Giving us 22. If you have difficulty visualizing what is happening in the background, you can always draw out the addition problem. So let's break the first 11 down into circles. So the 1 represents 10 circles. So we draw that out. That's 10. And then we have 1 in the ones place. So plus 1. And the same thing for the bottom number. We have 10 circles for this one. And then 1 circle for the first place. So we just add the tenths place. This would be the tenths place. We get 20 or 2 10s and 2 1s. Combining them gives us 22. So in this problem, we basically solved it by counting up how much we have. But as you get into higher levels of mathematics, It's best to view addition less as counting, but as counting out the place values, or adding up the place values. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say we have 12 plus 23. We just count up the place values. So in the ones place we have 2 and 3, gives us a total of 5. In the tens place we have 1 10 and 2 tens, so we have 3 tens. That's how you would solve that. So let's work some more problems. Let's say we have 22 plus 3. Again, we just add up the place values to get our final answer. We have 2 and 3 in the ones place, which gives us 5. Here we have 2 in the tens place and 0 in the tens place. It gives us a total of 2 tens. And if you have a hard time visualizing what we're doing here, you can always draw it out. This 2 represents 2 tens because it's in the tens place. So we have 2 tens. And then we also have a 2. So 2 circles. Here we just have 3 circles. And we're adding all this together. So 3 circles plus 2 circles gives us 5 circles. And the 2 tens, which gives us 2 tens. So let's do another problem. Let's say we have 22 plus 9. Again, we start by adding the ones column and then moving on to the tens column. So 9 plus 2 is 11. So we can't just put 11 under the ones column. We have to put a 1 here and carry over the first one. And why do we do this? Because 11, which is 9 plus 2 is 11, is equal to 10 plus 1. Because we have a whole 10 here, we can just put it in the tens place, and we have 1 left over, so we put the leftover in the ones place. So now we take the 2 tens that we already had and the 10 that we added, so it gives us 3 tens. So we have a total of 31. So let's do one more final problem. Let's say we have 22 plus 19 plus 4. And you can add as many numbers as you want. You can have this column be 20 numbers long. The math still works the same. We start by adding the ones place, then we move on to the tens place, and if we had a hundreds place, we would move on to that. So it stays the same. So let's start with the ones place. We have 9 plus 2 is 11 plus 4 is 15. So again, we put the 5 in the ones place and carry over the 10. The reason we do this again is because 15 is 10 plus 5. And the 10 goes here and the 5 goes here in the ones place. So now we have, now we move over to the tens place. We have 2 tens plus 1 10 plus 0 10 plus the 1 10 that we carried over, giving us a total of 4. So the answer to this problem is 45.